Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about creating the drawings for the parts of your machinist square. One thing you're not going to be able to do at this point is the assembly drawing because we haven't taught you how to create assemblies yet, but that's going to be coming tomorrow. But and I'm not going to go through this like step by step today. You have an example of my drawings that you can build off of, but there are definitely a few things that you're going to need to know. So let's just create a new drawing, and it's going to be a wide variety of drawing, and we'll start with this. So primarily there's really only like a few things that I need to tell you guys today. You already know how to create shaded views and whatnot, so you're going to create a new sheet for each part. You're going to have your at least 2 views, probably 3. I'd use mine as an example, and your isometric view in the top right. Okay, so let's just work on like the handle really quick. I want to show you again just a few things, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm going to bring my handle in. On my drawing, I have my handle set as a 1-to-1, so that's what you guys should have it set as also. So I can project that up. I can project that over. And I can project that to the side. Okay, and I don't know what happened to my 1-to-1, so I'm going to go through and edit this, change it back to 1-to-1, and boom, everything is kind of like updated. And again, we don't really want these scales everywhere. Unless the scale changes, the scale should only be there once. Why it like repeats this multiple times. So let's get rid of all of that. So again, this is going to be shaded. Okay, and then, you know, we got to turn on hidden lines, which again, you guys know how to do all this stuff. We're going to right click, show hidden lines, right click, show hidden lines, right click, show hidden lines. You guys need to go through putting in like your center marks and your center lines. All right, so again, that's all stuff that you guys know. We need to change the scale. This is actually a 1-to-1 drawing now, 1-to-1, and we're going to set up the title of this thing as the handle. Okay, so the one thing that I really needed to show you that's new is changing your dimension style. So right now our dimension style is in decimal points. And for this particular drawing, everything is labeled in fractions. So in order to change to fractions, what we need to do is we need to click on this little drawing properties icon on the right of our screen. And so a couple things are going to be within here. Underneath of primary stuff, we have our units. Okay, we don't want just inches to be selected. We want inches fractional to be selected. Notice now that that's changed my number to a fraction. All right. You might also, one thing I did too is under the dimension side, I changed my text height from being 0.12 to being 0.1. Just makes it a little bit smaller and easier to fit into things. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's it, right? So I went through, and again, you can kind of follow along with like my drawing for right now. Dimensioned up all my pieces, got things looking good, and you know, you got to go through those steps. All right, but now we're going to create 2 more sheets within this drawing set, which is different than just creating like 2 more drawings at the bottom tab. So over here we have sheets. This is the sheets within our drawing set. If we click this button up here, insert sheet, we can have a whole new sheet within our set. And then we can go through and we can load our like blade, for instance, right? And we can start putting our blade in this drawing, and we'd go through that process. And then we would create, once that's done, we would create a new sheet, and this would be our rivet, and we would create a rivet, and then that would output that. And then the nice thing about this is when you go to print this, instead of it being like 3 individual PDFs, Now it's just one PDF like this, okay, where it has 4 sheets, or in your case, it's going to have 3. So again, for right now, you guys are in charge of drawing these 3 objects and then dimensioning these 3 objects. Tomorrow or the next day, we're going to go over the video of how to assemble the objects, how to add things like names and descriptions to them, how to create this cover sheet with an isometric view of our drawing, and what are called part balloons, and then like a bill of materials, or BOM, in the top right corner. So again, this one's still coming up, but you guys have all of the tools necessary at this point to be able to edit this stuff. I guess except for one, we did talk about this before, but I will mention it again. Let's go back to sheet 2, actually sheet 1. I started to dimension this stuff. Again, when you go to dimension these circles, everything is an 1/8 inch circle, right? So we can just say 1/8 inch. If you type up here, it's going to be above your dimension. If you type down here, it's going to be below your dimension. And if you type over here, it's going to be to the right of the dimension, right? So you can decide how you want to like label your typical, because again, you don't need to dimension like all 4 of these circles here. Do a typical there. Do a typical for the blade as well, and then you'll be all set. All right, so that is creating the drawings for the Machinist square. Let me know if you have any questions.